Yeah, it was courts last year. Yeah, everybody has to work.
Want to call the meeting back to order and to ask our secretary, Dr. Nikki Michael, to read resolution 2015-03.
A resolution of the Tribal Council of the Delaware Tribe of Indians approving authorization to submit the 2015 Indian Housing Plan to the Housing and Urban Development. Now therefore it be resolved, the Delaware Tribal Council hereby authorizes the tribe to submit the HUD 2015 Indian Housing Plan on or before January 15th, 2015.
Tim has his hand up.
Tim?
Did we vote? Did you vote on 02? Did I miss that?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes, it passed.
All in favor, one that no, one abstained.
Do I hear a motion to approve resolution 2015-03?
I'll make that motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second that motion.
Discussion? Curtis?
I mean, after the council members discuss, I'm ready to speak to the resolution.
If we pass it, there's no need to, is there?
Sir?
If we pass the resolution, is there any need to?
If you have any questions, Ron Scott and I are here. I've got a copy of the budget. And so I'll be glad to share that with the council if they so desire. We're simply asking for the authorization to submit it because the due date is January the 15th.
I would move. I call the question.
That question's been called on approval of resolution 2015-03. All in favor of the resolution, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It passes. I hope we haven't passed something that won't do the job, but it will. Serve the
Thank you,
needs.
Chief. That's good. We, as a matter of fact, we plan to and are putting in here 2 new programs. One will be addressing what Titus has brought up in the past, and that is a program to assist elders in the rehabilitation of their privately owned homes. We have to limit what we do, but we're going to start that. And then also another program to assist people with down payment and closing costs as they go out and seek to buy on the open market.
184.
No, sir. This would be, we would be providing some cash, but we don't have the funds to give them to everybody, but we want to implement a program where the tribe would provide some funds toward down payment and closing costs, in addition to them going through mortgage companies and mortgage providers and be able to come in on the government-sponsored 184 program.
Absolutely. Such as the Peoria Tribe or Cherokee Nation, their down payment assistance program.
All we're going to do is we're going to put it in the Indian Housing Plan and put some money behind it, but then we're going to go through the motions of presenting to the tribal membership a draft of the program, let them review and have input, and then have this tribal council finalize and adopt the program and put it under the housing umbrella. And we intend to get that done over the next couple of months. But we need to get it into the program so it'll be approved by HUD. The budget part of it would be approved by HUD and the planned implementation of this program.
Well,
Also, Curtis, this is, we have to have this resolution that goes in with the IHP, or you
Right.
can't send it in. I mean, it's just, it's a requirement.
Yes, ma'am, and that's why we just limited the wording of this to authorize the submission of the plan, which is all we need.
There isn't anything that was right or wrong about it as far as us approving it. It's a necessity.
We're just gonna, yes, ma'am, we're gonna continue doing everything we've been doing and then add those 2 new programs in the coming months.
And I think, Titus, does this answer some of your issues that you had? Okay.
Thank you, Curtis.
You better fill out that paperwork.
I'd just like to be included in any drafting. Make sure to include me in a CC.
Could the secretary please read resolution 2015-04?
A resolution of the Tribal Council of the Delaware Tribe of Indians to assign the chief, assistant chief, and treasurer as the only approved signatures on all of the DEA financial accounts. Now therefore be it resolved, the Delaware Tribal Council hereby assign all signature authority for the Delaware Enterprise Authority to the Delaware Tribe of Indians chief, assistant chief, and treasurer, effective immediately.
Do I hear a motion to approve resolution 2015-04?
Make a motion.
Do-
I'll second it.
The motion's been made and seconded to approve resolution 2014-04. Discussion.
2015.
I apologize for being in last year. That's the first time I've made that mistake in those 6 days of this year.
Does it seem like 2016 already, though?
Do I hear
This
any
is my case
discussion?
in point is why, this seems like we should have maybe done this and then another time suspended it, might be my point. We suspended it first and then we changed the signatories.
You will point out that we have in no way got rid of the organization or its bank account. We just suspended the charter for possible rewording or reorganization of the charter.
Call for question.
Question's been called. All in favor, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
I'll just abstain.
I just want to call out, we need to amend the resolution number in the certification part of the paragraph. As 2015-03, but it should be 04.
Oh, yeah.
Down here.
Yeah, will this council accept that this resolution is passed with the correction that it's resolution 04 instead of 03?
Yes.
Can the secretary please read resolution 05?
Resolution 2015-05, a resolution of the Tribal Council of the Delaware Tribe of Indians to terminate the existence of Lenape Tribe of Indians Enterprises, LLC. Now therefore it be resolved, the Delaware Tribal Council hereby terminates the existence of Lenape Tribe of Indians, or LTI Enterprises, LLC.
I would make that motion.
Do it.
Second that motion.
The motion's been made and seconded to close down what was commonly referred to as LTI. Do I hear any discussion?
Could we have a clarification? I thought that had already been done. It had not been done?
No.
Oh, no. I thought,
Joe
oh,
has a question.
Was there an LTI 1 and an LTI 2?
No, it's LTI.
So this dissolves them both?
there's just one.
There's just one.
I'm not aware of
It's
it.
just LTI, period. Some people said LT1, but it was LTI.
Okay. I knew it was LTI,
Yeah.
but I thought there was an LTI 1
No.
and an LTI 2.
Well, I thought that had been terminated quite a while back, like last summer maybe.
It has been, it's done again.
Well,
Our CFO has stated that it has
Jean
not
says
been
that.
done.
Well, I know, that's what Jean just said. There wasn't any paperwork on it? Oh,
She looked through the resolution.
It's still up, it's still existing.
and
You mean
as a
there
matter
was
of
no-
fact, there's still money in the bank account.
yeah, there's money in the bank account.
That needs to be
Transferred.
transferred back to the tribe.
Well, Jean, it had been done, there just wasn't any resolution. Is that what you're saying?
No, ma'am, it has not been done.
Oh,
I
okay.
just need the authority to do it.
Well, that was, we thought that the former CFO had done that.
Well, can I ask a question of Jean before we, this resolution will get the job done of closing down that bank account?
Yes, sir.
won't it, Jean? Okay.
Well,
Question's been called. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? I forgot to say aye there, but
I did too, Chief.
yes.
You guys doze off.
Would Secretary Nikki Michael please read Resolution 2015-06?
Resolution 2015-06, a resolution of the Tribal Council of the Delaware Tribe of Indians to approve pt2 LLC to adopt the personnel policy of the Delaware Tribe of Indians. Now therefore be it resolved, the Delaware Tribal Council of the Delaware Tribe of Indians does hereby authorize and approve the adoption of the Delaware Tribe of Indians personnel policy to serve as base and minimum standard for pt2 LLC.
Do I hear a motion to approve this resolution?
I'll make a motion to approve 2015-06.
I'll second.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve Resolution 2016
15.
15. Might as well go both ways. 06.
Call for question.
Question's been called. All in favor?
Wait, no, Nancy's got a hand.
I'm sorry, Nancy.
I just have to go over. On your personnel policy, you know that I've got some questions about the personnel policy. And the people that's on it, I need to ask some questions. I would like to get together with you guys after, I know you're gonna approve this anyway because it needs to be approved. But I want to talk to the personnel policy in private after this is over.
Are you referring to the personnel committee members?
Yes.
Okay.
But they're not all, only 2 from the 3 are here.
Well, it's the 3 that I need.
Okay.
Thank you.
Call for question.
The question's been called on resolution 2015-06. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Actually, in regard to Nancy's question, I think is Mike Taylor.
No.
We're only missing one.
Yeah, Vernon, Mike.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's correct. There are two missing.
Well, maybe I better wait until when would be a good time for the personnel
Our
meeting?
personnel meeting is tomorrow evening at 5:30.
5:30? I'll just wait until tomorrow evening then, I'll meet, that way I can meet with everybody.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll be here at 5:30.
All right, go on.
Will the secretary please read the last resolution we have?
That's the wrong number down in the certification also.
Corrected. Okay, 2015-07, a resolution of the Tribal Council of the Delaware Tribe of Indians to assign the chief, assistant chief, and treasurer as the only approved signatures on all of the TACO E2 accounts. Now therefore be it resolved, the Delaware Tribal Council hereby assign all signature authority for TACO E2 accounts to the Delaware Tribe of Indians chief, assistant chief, and treasurer, effective immediately.
Do I hear a motion to approve resolution 2015-07?
I would make such a motion.
I'll second.
Motion been made and seconded to approve resolution 2015-07. All in favor, discussion, I'm sorry.
Call for question.
Questions called. All in favor of the motion, please say aye.
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 Aye. Opposed? Motion passes.
Chief, before we get to the H on our agenda, can we go back to the appointing the liaison immediately?
Absolutely.
I would like to make a motion that we appoint Tim Hausberg as the liaison working with River Trails to begin immediately.
A motion's been made to appoint Tim Hausberg, liaison, to work with River Trails as a liaison.
I'll second that motion.
Discussion. I will say something as an introduction to any discussion. River Trails has talked with Tim, and they would approve of him being the liaison. But other than that, is there any further discussion?
Nancy.
Nancy?
If he's gonna be the liaison with River Trails, and he's working on the other jobs he's got, does he get a raise in pay, or is it two separate paychecks? Or is he gonna be doing both jobs for the same pay?
I don't think he's getting paid now, are you, Tim? By us on anything?
Yeah,
He doesn't get a.
No,
Doesn't get a paycheck.
Tim hadn't.
but he will
And
now.
yes, he will get paid,
Okay.
but
It'll be the same, I think, as we saved
it will actually,
I was gonna say, I think we should have a paid person so they have some control, I mean, because so they're under the, the
Right.
tribe,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think that should come to the personnel committee.
it reports just directly to the chief. It's not a It's an appointed position.
I'm
not-
talking about the amount.
Well, the amounts paid by River Trail.
Right.
Well, you can say what you want to, but River Trails advances the tribe that much money.
Right.
It's paid by the tribe.
Well,
River Trails advances that money to the tribe to be spent for gaming. So it's tribal money.
no,
It's
the
actually
only,
be spent for the
it has,
liaison.
it has to be spent for the
gaming.
liaison.
I agree.
For the liaison.
I agree. It has to be spent for that. But it's still, it's paid for, it's tribal money once they send it to us.
But we can't use it for anything else.
I agree.
Titus has his hand up.
Okay, Titus.
Yeah, question. The liaison is only going to be responsible to the chief, is that it?
No, he reports to the chief, and then we get it all later.
Yeah, I was just wondering, that brings up, I have a question about, I don't know, appropriate time. We had land purchased already in Kansas through a liaison who reported to the chief, prior chief. I believe the prior chief signed off on the purchase of the land, and the other council members had no input. That will be the same situation here?
That's not true. The tribal council did approve of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we did.
It was just never
I don't
voted
know.
on.
That's why I'm asking.
Yeah.
Nobody says anything, so I want to find out.
Yeah, that's good.
It was never voted on in an open meeting,
What are you talking about? What wasn't voted on?
the land purchase.
I
I read every minutes for the last 4 years, nowhere was that ever voted on.
Well, it was consensus of certainly.
It's not
Well,
a
and
vote.
they did, there was a resolution to say to buy the land. That's what we had, a resolution to say to buy the land up there.
We may have it, not a de jure, as you would call it, purchase, but we have a de facto purchase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's in our name.
Well, yeah, we can't do anything about it now.
You know, I keep at, this is the third time, fourth time I've asked now for information on this land purchase in Kansas. What were the particulars? What's the intent? Where'd the money come from? Who authorized it?
Did somebody ever give you that summary?
I got a
Yes,
chance to
ma'am.
glance
Michelle,
at
Yes,
one.
gave
ma'am,
it to
I
him
did.
just now.
I did give
Okay.
Titus a copy of that.
Okay,
And I've reviewed that report 3 times now, and it is of my opinion that that report is incomplete.
Well, you know, there's not one time has the council ever called Mr. Ketchum in to ever ask him any questions
We
either,
have not had a
Michelle.
chance to do so because we have been bombarded with all the other
Well, of course, because there's
previous-
nothing wrong, you can tell by that.
This is actually going to be addressed this coming week
Okay, good.
regarding the report
Oh,
and
good.
the missing information.
Why can't we just make a motion right now to have the tribal council review this?
Could we call for an
Well,
audit? or-
we've got a motion on the floor.
I don't know that the land purchase in Kansas has anything to do with
We haven't voted on Tim about.
an appointment of a liaison to River Trails. We're not planning on that liaison buying any land.
Only $1 million worth of attachment.
I do believe that you are entitled to a copy of everything, this is my opinion, of everything, the minutes, of anything that pertains to that. There's some reports, they are to us, but I think as a group, if we want to, we could waive the privilege and make them public,
Good
consistent
idea.
with open and transparency.
I fully support, land purchase and making deals, but they should all be above board. Too many people are sometimes they keep making deals under the table. Only thing you find under the table are cockroaches. If it's not worth touching, don't do it. Come up above board and make it public at the light of day.
Delaware was,
You guys, to make this accusation is not honest, Titus. It's not fair either.
What accusation
There was
did I
not
make?
any,
What
just,
accusation?
the accusations of saying this was done under the table. Well, there's 3 council members right here that knows that it was all done above the table.
But nobody knows anything about it.
Well, you know what? If you'd get elected to the tribal council, you would know all of that.
For heaven's sakes, I call for question.
I'm I'm sorry, can we move,
No,
can we
can
go
we
back
move
to
on?
appointing Tim Hausberg
We
as
have a
the
motion on the floor,
River
Chief.
Trails liaison, and then we can discuss this afterward.
The question has been called on appointment of Tim Hausberg as liaison. All in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
I'm gonna abstain.
One abstention.
Nikki. Is that the reason?
6 yes.
I'm still conflicted in my mind whether it should be with the tribal council or the personnel committee.
Oh,
Oh,
Joe Brooks.
As a personnel committee member, I'd like to put in the minutes that I object. It should went to the personnel committee.
It's in the minutes. Already.
It's been offered to put it in the minutes that Joe Brooks objects to the tribal council appointing a liaison to River Trails and agreed that it will be. Would the personnel committee wish to speak with Tim Hausberg?
I think we've already just voted on this motion, Chief.
Yeah. I'm not sure what your objection is, brother. Are you objecting to?
I still think it should have came through the personnel committee because nobody knows what his qualifications are on gaming. And it should have come to the personnel committee first. For them to discuss salary and how much experience he had on gaming.
Well, do we have a do
Could've
we
been
have
a
his
better
resume
person for
We
that
do
job.
have Tim's resume.
on file?
Yes,
Right,
absolutely.
yeah.
Well, could I bring up one thing also? This is hypothetical, but I know that since we're doing business in the nation, the Cherokee Nation, if at some point when we're making lots of money from our businesses, the Cherokee Nation could come in and ask for their cut. Is that right?
no,
They cannot?
that was in the original MOA,
MOA.
but I believe that they've agreed, or that has been stricken, I believe, in the.
It has been stricken.
That's what I've been told. I haven't seen it, but that's what I've been told.
Oh, I've never heard. When did you hear that?
I've known it for some years, because I said it on the negotiations on the modifications.
But do we, is it, but the one
They have
we,
no authority to take legally, even if they put it in the MOA, they have no authority to take what is the property of our sovereign.
even if, but no.
Even if they put it
But,
in the
well,
MOA.
excuse me, let me reword it.
Yeah,
That they'd ask us to pay taxes on it to them.
no, we're not gonna pay taxes to them. They can hook it up and we'll go to the courthouse on that issue, or arbitration, because we're a sovereign and they can't tax the sovereign.
Tim?
So far, Ms. Ketchum, so far, all of, outside of federal programs, which as Nate has stated, we have an MOA. Outside of federal programs, all of our economic development, or lack thereof, has been proposed in Kansas. In Kansas, the Cherokee Nation would not have a jurisdiction for taxation. The
Well,
program.
but we administrate it, but we do administrate it in their nation here in Bartlesville. I mean, technically.
What do you mean we account for it here?
Yeah.
We
Well, I
don't
don't know.
generate any income economically outside of federal programs in the North Fork counties.
Well, I don't suppose they ever will because we have to make money before they get interested in us.
We have to vote on that, Chief.
Vote on what?
My motion to appoint Tim Hausberg.
We just did.
Okay, I guess I dozed off.
Six in favor and I abstained.
Okay, oh, that's right, you did.
I knew it.
I remember you abstaining.
The Grand Gateway needs an appointed representative to represent our tribe with Grand Gateway.
Chet, I was talking to Rick Barnes before the meeting, and he goes to every one of their meetings. His dad is on that board representing the town of Oshaleta. And so I just think is it proper to have one of our judges be on that board of directors? Is there anything in our Constitution that would prevent him?
It's not a member of our committee, it's not an appointment in our tribe, it's to a nonprofit, is that correct?
Yes.
Yes, Grand
I would say
Gateway.
that I would say this can be done.
Rick, would you be or is there someone here on this, at this table that would rather do that?
I think they can go and ride together.
He does. He goes to all the meetings because he takes his dad.
I would nominate Rick Barnes.
Rick Barnes has been nominated.
Could I ask a question? Did we have a representative on that board? So this is just in that large.
They sent us a letter saying we could have one.
I see. Okay.
And if we chose to, we didn't have to have one, but
Well, we had a chance to put some, but the person we nominate, I mean, it's a nomination, or will he actually be on the board?
He'll be on the board.
Grand Gateway Board.
Because they asked, I know, but so they didn't ask us to put a nomination in, they asked us if we wanted to have a member on it.
Right,
Yes.
but said that we didn't have to, but if we chose to, we could send.
Well, is other tribes represented on that board?
It's whoever does business with them.
I see, okay. And the business we're doing is they're sending us some temps.
Well, and, yeah,
Okay. And they've given us money for the, like,
Right,
for the.
yeah.
We have had board members on there in the past.
right.
Yeah,
We just haven't lately.
Made the motion. I'm gonna say it.
Nate Young has made a motion.
I don't necessarily have to be honored, but I'd like these opinions for the tribe, since I already go over there.
No, I think we need a representative, since we do business. I think it brings some more to the table for our tribe.
Well, it also gives us a heads up if some money's coming down and we can hear about it.
Right.
If we have
Sure.
a board member sitting on there and,
And it shows good faith on our part.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
well, it gives
Did
us
you
a
make a
heads up,
motion?
we know
I
first.
nominate it, or I can make a motion.
I just make a motion.
Okay.
I'll
I would make a
second.
motion.
He hadn't made his motion yet.
I'm sorry.
Rick Barnes has been nominated and the motion seconded to serve on the Grand Gateway Board. All in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Or abstentions? Passes unanimously. Thank you, Rick. I have got one piece of, it really should have been listed as old business because it was brought up over a year and a half ago. We have certain members of our tribe that would like to go fishing in our pond. And I understand that winter time is the time to stock a pond. So a tribal member has asked that I bring this before the council and ask for a directive to get our staff to talk with the wildlife board about the proper species of fish to stock it with. Can I hear a motion to do that from this council.
Also move.
Second, I'm a fisher.
Discussion.
Okay, Chief, could you further clarify where we're going with this thing here? I'm trying to understand what we as the staff are gonna have to be doing here.
Nothing. Somebody
will
call the Oklahoma Department of Wildlife
find out what
Conservation and have
species
them-
go in that could live in there.
And they will stock for it for free.
You mean no salmon?
Probably not. I don't know, Titus.
No salmon?
Joe Brooks.
They will not stock it for free. If they
Oh.
stock it for free, you've got to allow fishing to anybody that wants to fish in it.
He is
The
correct.
tribe will have to stock it, but they will come out and tell you how many you should put in there and what species of fish. And we had fish in it before, and we had a fishing tournament down there for the children. And McDonald's donated like 3 cases of hamburger patties. We cooked hamburgers and hot dogs all day long for the kids. And there was like 30 kids down there. That pond had fish in it before.
They sucked it all out.
Well, they all died when the water was gone.
Yeah.
But it's not losing any water now.
No.
The water level's staying up there and it's plenty deep. So it could be, and not only that, if we don't stock it, it's gonna turn into a mosquito nest for all these people that live up and down here and our tribal offices.
All right, call for question.
You're correct.
Question's been called. All in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Should we find out how much money we're gonna have to spend? I mean, we didn't vote the money,
We
but
just voted to have it inquired.
we'll make an inquiry, try to find out, bring a report.
Joe, do you know what it'll cost?
It won't cost over $500 or $600, I stock.
Okay. I've got a couple of new business, or maybe old business also. I'm not sure if everybody's aware. Everyone knows that we had a vehicle missing. We were told it was taken back to the finance company. We did some research, some investigation, and it was never taken back to the finance company. It wasn't financed. It was purchased right out here at Price Road Auto, and a check was written and it was paid cash. It was taken to Wichita to a dealer with the title DFMS, and it was traded in on another vehicle which was not put in DFMS's name. We contacted the responsible individual, worked to get it back, got it back. There's still a key missing. Last I knew, they're saying they'll bring the key, but we have to sign off that we won't prosecute or to something to that effect. Also, as we were checking on items that are missing, the same individual purchased a brand new lawnmower 2 days after the election, November 3rd, and it's not in our inventory anywhere. That is the amount of a felony. I just need to know council's thoughts on how we should proceed.
So essentially to clarify that, there was a vehicle that was purchased outright under DFMS with tribal funds, and then that vehicle was taken to the state of Kansas and traded in at another dealership under an individual's name, not DFMS, and not as a tribal vehicle, and has been utilized as a personal vehicle, basically.
Until we got it back.
Until it was returned.
Until it was returned.
Last week. And we
December, it was the,
last
Curtis, was
Tuesday.
it the day before we left for Christmas or New Year's?
It was that Tuesday before Christmas?
I believe so, yeah, that'd be December the 23rd.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is this the same vehicle in question that we have been requesting the return of since the new committee?
Since the new council?
Administration?
Yes, yes. So we were basically lied to about the disposition of it.
So,
And the person that had presented the information to us, refresh my memory, Bo Watts, whenever we requested the information, he stood before this council and flat out lied to us
Yes,
regarding or misinformed us?
misinformed us, okay.
Okay, regarding the vehicle, the whereabouts, and, okay.
Yes, we were led to believe from that statement that it was turned back into the financial entity, which there was no note on it, ever. There was never a loan on that vehicle.
Yeah,
We
he
still
also
do
said
not
it was
have-
under,
Pardon?
yeah, they said the note was also under Jim Creed's name, so.
Right, and it wasn't. We have returned the other two vehicles to Wichita, to the dealer, and we're break even. We don't know anything, they don't know anything on us. The two white trucks that DFMS had purchased with notes on in our name, so.
So we could have kept
Did lose
those.
a $19,000 asset,
Well, we have the Ford Edge now.
but we don't have what was our asset.
Our asset was the Lincoln.
But was traded in.
That was traded in for a Ford Edge. We have secured the Ford Edge. It's locked up because we're still missing one key. And I think basically they have the key, but they're, I don't know, I feel like they're kind of holding it hostage.
Is there a way we can change that key? I know what
We
happened.
can change the key. It's pretty costly.
Resolution's a lot.
Yeah.
Maybe about $600.
That
Because they have to make two new ones plus reset them. So I don't know, I just felt like that you as members of this tribe deserve to know what was going on. And I think this council needs to decide if we're going to take legal action, and if so, what legal action we plan to take.
Where is the lawnmower?
We don't know.
Oh,
It was bought 2 days after, it was bought November 3rd. We got the bill for it. We had to pay the Lowe's bill.
Who signed for it?
Jim Creed.
You have his signature on the form from Lowe's?
I've seen the invoice that has his name on it, yes.
Okay.
It
How
was-
much was it?
It was between $200 and $300 in the amount of a felony.
but all the rest of that stuff was done while he was still the CEO of the company.
Well, but when he was terminated, we told him to turn in everything. If you remember correctly, we had a resolution that all equipment was to be turned in, or
Right.
we would seek legal remedies. Now, I don't know, Annette, if you want to try to work with him to get all our stuff back?
I think, I'm speaking on, personally as a council member here, I believe that we have given them ample time and opportunity to return the items that are still missing.
Have you put it in writing?
Yes.
He was sent a letter stating return everything. We didn't say a lawnmower, because I think he's got a lot of other stuff.
Joe
I
Brooks.
have no idea. Although he was still the CEO though with all those car
He doesn't have the authority to
transactions.
dispose
Right?
of
He
tribal
can't
property.
dispose of a tribal vehicle and put it in his name, on his own name, even when he was CEO. That's against the law.
Joe Brooks.
I didn't know.
I'm just one tribal member, so I can only speak for myself. But this has been going on for years and years with the Delaware tribe. People stealing stuff and misrepresenting that they have the authority to buy something under the tribe. And all the previous tribal councils has ignored it. That's the people's money. That's not this tribal council's money.
True story.
And you all need to be accountable to the tribal people. And that's why we elected you, to be accountable. So I'm only speaking for me, but I'm demanding that you file charges on anybody that's got any kind of tribal property or committed fraud against the tribe by trying to buy another vehicle in their name. I demand that this tribal council take action against them people. Not just one person, there's some other equipment that hadn't been turned back in also. We shouldn't be making any deals. That's every tribal member sitting out here. That's our property and your property.
Absolutely.
So let's get it back and let's make it right and prosecute the people that's doing the tribe wrong and let people know that we're not going to tolerate that any longer.
All right, Joe, I plan to start tomorrow. I've asked Gina Parks to pull all the Lowe's invoices because there's things that have been bought that we don't even use in our housing or in our buildings. And so I plan to start making a list of anything that's been bought that we know wasn't used for the Delaware tribe and is not in our inventory.
I think we decided as a consensus, if I can use that term, right after we were informed of it, that there's no doubt that we were going to submit this under 18 U.S. Code 1163 to the U.S. Attorney and to the FBI. I find that, you know, that is not like taking on a stapler.
Right.
That is
walking off with a pen.
Very important asset, and I want everybody to understand, I believe it was our consensus after her letter, or her email, that we all agreed that.
The email that I sent when,
yes,
and I updated all of you on what we'd found out.
I will give you a true confession, I jumped the gun and already told the property.
But there was other property also.
Well, right, but right now we have this proven.
Established.
We have established this, we know this, and so I guess I'm just wanting to know, besides Joe, what, all right, Charles Randall.
I'd like to echo what Joe says. I think it's the tribal council's responsibility to protect the assets of the Delaware tribe. And to not prosecute, I think, would be against the people. I suggest you take a poll of the room of what people we have here to get their opinion.
You don't need to do a poll.
No.
It just takes one of us, and that's already been done by one member of this council, to contact them. Two hands? Okay. They didn't tell me.
Nate, I'm sorry not to interrupt, but can't we do that to see?
Anybody who thinks we should prosecute, raise their hand.
Oh, sure.
Raise two hands.
Anybody that thinks we shouldn't raise their hand.
Well, that pretty much wraps it up, doesn't it? I make a motion that this tribal council proceed with legal action against Jim Creed.
I'll second.
Good. Could I ask you to amend your motion to include any other previous tribal council member or employee that had tribal property also?
Well, I think I'd rather make a motion when we have that proof.
All right.
Right now, we have the proof of this, and
okay.
I certainly, if we come across stuff as I go through the accounting records, I don't have.
Is there not still a laptop out there that we've got proof?
Jennifer Pachonik has not turned in her tablet yet. True story.
Does it not belong to the tribe?
Yes, it belongs to the tribe.
Do we not have a record in accounting that belongs to the tribe?
Yes, we do.
There's no doubt about it, it's our property, it's a tribal property.
Okay, can we first vote on this motion?
Call for the question.
Can I make one comment before we vote? Nate has mentioned that he's already talked to the U.S. Attorney, and my comment is simply that the attorneys, one of our tribe's attorneys that I talked to about the subject suggested that the U.S. Attorney is who we turn it over to. That's my own.
Actually, what they want you to do is prepare a package and take it to the FBI, and they do the investigating, and then prepare what we call a 302 form, and then forward it on to the U.S.
Okay. Can we go ahead and vote?
Motion's been made, seconded, and discussed. The motion was to prosecute a singular individual. Is that correct?
That's true, Jim Creed.
Do we want to limit that? I mean,
well,
any individual.
What'd you add?
But anybody
Okay.
that's associated with that particular crime,
Well,
if it's a crime.
Well, that's true.
okay, but I know we had someone come forward with that information who was not involved in it, and who had absolutely nothing to do with it. I don't want that person held responsible because he was sucked in. And at this point, I want my motion to stand that this is against Jim Creed. Without this person coming forward, we never would have found the information.
Up there, that's for sure.
So he unknowingly was.
He unknowingly was a party.
Understood.
Call the question.
So
Question.
what is the rest of it? Prosecute Jim Creed for what? For property taken for?
Embezzlement.
Embezzlement.
Misappropriation of tribal
Property. Whatever the federal thing, they'll establish the charges. I think my motion is to turn it over and let them run with it.
Turn it over to them.
Right, for prosecution, and they'll figure out what charges apply to it.
The question's been called. All in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
I have one more thing of new business, and I just passed it down for y'all. I've been trying here to figure out ways to get our kids involved. I know the Lenapiosi, y'all have a great program, but I got to thinking, and I don't know if this will work or not, but I'd like to throw it out there to you. To get the kids involved writing articles for the Delaware Indian News, have a contest every quarter. Say in the April edition, they have to research and write about the Delaware powwow. I realize that's not a tribal entity, but it's been going on for over 50 years now. They could research it. They could interview Elaine Clinton, some of the other fall leaves, and put a deadline of March 1st. And the article, we could get 3 non-tribal judges, like people from the paper or the library, to look at these, judge them, and announce and print the one winner in the Delaware Indian tribe in the news. But give all participants $25 for just going with it. Then in the July edition, they could research and write about the Delaware people's historical presence in Pennsylvania. They could go right down here. Anita has got computers, all sorts of resources. They can go online. All the kids have computers anymore. And the deadline would be June 1st. Again, we'd use the 3 non-tribal members for the judges, $100 for the one that gets printed, $25 for each person that writes an article. October, research and write about any former chief of the Delaware Tribe of Indians. That could be living, dead. If they wanted to, to say, Curtis Zuniga, can I come sit in your office for 30 minutes and talk to you? Or if they wanted to say that to Joe Brooks or Dee Ketchum. Or if they want to go back and find, a previous chief who's deceased and research them and write about it. And we have the same protocol, 3 non-tribal judges. We may have to have some tribal members look over them for, verify the fact, and do the same thing. And then in the next year's January edition, pick from those 3 one grand prize winner, and that gets reprinted in January and wins a $500. It could be cash or it could be in the form of a scholarship that's put away until they turn that age. But it would be for kids, I think, 10 to 18. I don't know. I'm just trying to think of ways to get our young people involved besides with the dance and things, researching our history.
I think it's a great idea, and I would move to approve it as it is under new business in the sheet you provide.
I'll second.
Motion's been made and seconded.
And we won't be able to publicize this in the DIM this time, so we need to make sure, Nikki, that we maybe get some stuff on the internet, on the website, on Facebook. I'll try to make up a flyer to post here and get the word out as best we can for the April edition, since we're too late to have it in the news.
Didn't you put a little square in there?
I don't know if we have room or not. think we're past,
Yeah.
yeah, I think we're too far.
That's
Yeah.
All for the question.
Call for question.
I think it's a great idea, so all in favor of the question, please say aye.
Aye.
And opposed, if there anybody is opposed to it. Passes unanimously. Joe Brooks.
Chief, while we're on talking about children, the Elders Committee and the Cultural Preservation Committee are co-hosting a stomp dance and cultural dances right here on February the 14th at 4 o'clock. So we want to get the kids from Lenape OC. We want to get as many people here as we can get here.
And
Other tribes, if you know anybody in other tribes,
We
please
want to-
notify them.
yeah, we want as many leaders and shell shakers as we can get. Also, starting from 8 to 2 that day, War Mothers have a garage sale and bake sale from 8 to 2 and a bean lunch from 11 to 2. It'll be $5 for a bowl of beans, cornbread, and a drink, and they'll be selling desserts. So, and then we'll get through at 2 o'clock, quick breakdown, and set up for the stomp dance at 4.
So please contact all.
Not yet. I do have one for
All
the,
the leaders you
Stomp.
know and
Yeah.
shell shakers.
I do. I'll
Makes no
email it to
difference
you.
What tribe, we want to get everybody.
Yeah, I got
Then we'll start going to theirs.
Yeah, Ben Barnes is also
No, I don't.
working on trying to get, more youth involved, and they're having a meeting for early February.
I wanted to say February
6th.
16th.
6th, it's a Friday, and so we're invited to their event, Ben Barnes with the Shawnees, and so Lenape OC is planning on attending that. They're inviting all tribes, all elders. Their issues, they feel like they don't have enough young men leading.
I noticed they hadn't come up with a place where they're gonna have that yet.
That is still not determined.
Yeah.
Let
So-
everybody-
They are
let everybody
working on-
knows.
A lot of the tribes here in northeastern Oklahoma were having the issue with how we're going to pass our culture on with so few of our young
To engage
people.
our youth.
Lenape OC is down to 2 instructors, and if either one of us is gone, then, there's no instruction. So, I mean, it is, pardon me?
They're fed.
Yeah, there's definitely fed though, thank you, dude. And Kay is wonderful, she comes every week, and she's been doing a lot of the little kid activities.
She'll be taking that over next week.
Yeah, so we are
I'm
welcoming,
fixing homemade chili that day
that's
also.
awesome, we're welcoming all new ideas, whether it's the newspaper or, War Mother involvement, we want you there.
See if anybody else has any business.
Do I hear any further new business? If there's no further new
I make
business,
a motion with adjourn.
Second.
motion's been made and seconded to adjourn. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
2 hours.